on this July 4th and 249th birthday of American independence. In yesterday's game, Scott Riccardi entered Final Jeopardy just off the lead, but thanks to a correct response of Yellow Jackets, came from behind to finish as our new champion. Can Scott make it 2 in a row today, or will Ricky or Andy be spending the holiday weekend as Jeopardy champion? Let's start finding out as we play the Jeopardy round. Here are your categories. We begin with world capitals. Then we have Marvel characters, nicknames during the last 20 years, planning for disaster, and finally, the joy of 6-letter words, that is. Some joyous words for you three. Start us off, Scott.
World capital 600.
Answer there. Daily double, just like that. I was about to say you have no money yet, Scott, but you can wager up to 1,000.
Let's do 1,000.
Here's your clue in world capitals. The Comic Art Museum in this city includes 100 portraits of the Smurfs.
What is Brussels?
The Smurfs are Belgian in origin, yes. You have $1,000.
World capital is 800.
Manama is a short drive from the King Fahd Causeway in this island nation. Scott.
What is Bahrain?
Yes.
World capital is 1,000.
You'll find this capital of Senegal on the continent's most westerly mainland point. Ricky.
What is Dakar?
That's right.
The joy of 6 for 800.
I'm in this state. What you get if you take the first letter off a...
What is
The
Alabama?
word meaning tardy. Scott.
What is elated?
From belated, that's right.
Oh, elated. Yep.
Planning for disaster 600.
2 words and just 5 letters. It's what Mike on Breaking Bad has at the airport for when he has to leave town.
That's 7 words.
He has a go bag. Scott.
Planning for disaster 800.
From Max Brooks' best-selling guide to surviving these opponents, use your head, cut off theirs, and organize before they rise. Scott.
What are zombies?
Yes.
Disaster 1,000.
In crises affecting the water supply, a few drops of this product, containing sodium hypochlorite, can help make your water safe to drink. Don't use too much, but a little bleach. Back to you, Scott.
6-letter words 1,000.
In music, it's a conductor's gesture before beginning the first measure. As an attitude, it's cheerful and optimistic. What is upbeat? Scott.
Nickname 600.
Nuns in a Scrum is an affectionate nickname for this Aussie landmark. Andy.
What is the Sydney Opera House?
Correct, you're on the board.
During the last 20 years for 600.
2019 was chock full of pre-impeachment debate over the existence of a Trump-Ukraine
Was
three-word Latin phrase.
Zelensky. Was
What
Zelensky.
is quid pro
Oh.
quo?
That's the
Oh,
phrase.
quid pro quo is what we're looking
Let's
for.
do nicknames for 800.
Snowboarder Shaun White's mop of red hair earned him this nickname that includes a piece of produce. Ricky.
What is carrot
Oh,
top?
Carrot Top.
No.
Oh, it's not Carrot
What's a
Top.
Flying tomato?
You got it. He's the
Oh,
first.
Flying Tomato.
Nicknames for 1,000.
Turn of the 20th century pieces like Maple Leaf Rag and The Entertainer earned this composer the nickname the King of
I
Ragtime.
don't know this.
Scott.
What is Joplin?
Right.
Oh,
Last 20 years
Joplin.
800.
In 2011, the U.S. military buried Osama bin Laden at sea, specifically the northern part of this
What's
sea.
the Caspian
Ricky.
Sea?
What is the Arabian Sea?
You got it.
Oh,
During
Arabian
the last
Sea.
20 years for 1,000.
This investment bank filed the largest bankruptcy in U.S. history on September 15, 2008, triggering a hot mess of global
What's
proportions.
Chase?
Ricky.
Who are the Lehman Brothers?
Good for
Oh,
1,000.
Lemon Brothers.
Marvel characters 600.
In the film subtitled
I better get this one. Who is Captain America?
Civil War,
Who's Captain
Iron Man
America?
routinely calls this guy the Manchurian Candidate. Ricky.
Who is
Yes.
Captain America?
No?
What?
Louder, Andy.
It's not Captain
It's a joke
America.
about brainwashing. Who is the Winter Soldier? Bucky Barnes.
Oh, Winter
All right, the wagers are on. Scott's in
Soldier.
the lead with Ricky in second place. We'll come back with more Jeopardy after this.
Ashley Stars and Stripes sale is going on now.
The host had been waiting for us, apparently, because he had saved a Pittsburgh category, and fortunately we won.
Hey, there we go. I love it. Ricky Chandak is a financial assurance senior from Boston, Massachusetts, who juggles, right? Tell me how you got into juggling.
Yeah, so a lot of kids, when they're kids, they latch on to being an astronaut or a firefighter as like the coolest thing in the world. For me, it was juggling for a little while. I practiced on anything I could find around the house, like Apple spoons. One time, even a stapler for expert mode.
Stapler.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never been able to juggle. Could I get up to 3 balls in an afternoon if I really put my mind to it?
Depends how dedicated you are.
I'm apparently not dedicated at all because it's taken me 50 years to get to this point. But I'm going to try it, Ricky. How many balls can you juggle?
5, but don't hold me on that. It's been a few years.
All right, he's going to do it for us right now. No, I would never do that to you, Ricky. Welcome to Jeopardy. Our returning champion is Scott Riccardi from Somerville, New Jersey, an engineer who had an engineering problem back in college, right? What happened to you?
That's right. So I got back to my off-campus house like around 2 in the morning, and I realized that the only roommate who was home had locked the chain on the door, so I had no way of getting in. And I was armed with only my phone and what else? A bottle of balsamic glaze.
Of course.
I tried chucking it at the window, in the hopes that maybe that would get some attention. That didn't work. Then I realized I could stream my phone to the TV. So I figured, how can I convey, a whimsical predicament? Pick the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme at full volume. That didn't work. Then I realized maybe I could be more direct with this. So I picked that clip of Eric Andre in Met Fence screaming, "Let me in."
Right.
And that didn't work, but it probably would have been terrifying had it.
And you never found a way to use the balsamic vinegar here, MacGyver?
I mean, there's a lot of good uses for balsamic vinegar.
But not to get into your apartment, I guess. Ricky the Juggler has control of the board. Where to now?
Let's do world capitals for 400.
One theory for its name goes back to a Spanish or Portuguese explorer who exclaimed, "I saw a mountain." I saw a mountain. Montevideo.
Montevideo is what we're looking for.
Back to you, Ricky.
World capitals for 200.
The Qasr El Nil, or Palace of the Nile Bridge, connects Jazeera Island to the mainland in this world capital. Ricky.
What is Cairo?
Right.
Marvel characters 800.
In Deadpool and Wolverine, Chris Evans returns to this role, a member of a famed superhero
Who's Thor?
group. Ricky.
What is the Human Torch?
Right.
Marvel characters 1000.
This hero, played by Oscar Isaac, gets power from an Egyptian lunar god, and in costume has a little crescent on his head.
Who's Hulk?
Scott.
Who's Moon Knight?
That's why he's Moon Knight.
6-letter word 600.
You can do this the moment you add the same named topping to your hot dog. Scott.
What is relish?
Right.
Disaster 400.
In the event of one of these natural disasters, FEMA advises those indoors to drop, cover, and hold on. Ricky.
What is a tornado?
No. Scott.
What's an earthquake?
That's correct.
Nicknames 400.
Referring to its plentiful waters, it's a numeric nickname for
What's
Minnesota.
St. Paul? What's St. Paul?
What is the land of 10,000 lakes?
Right.
Nicknames 200.
Lauren Bacall gets the credit for coming up with this group nickname. Scott.
What's the Rat Pack?
That's them.
6-letter words 400.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and they toast you with this word. Andy.
What is Cheers?
Right.
During the last 20 years for 400.
Montenegro became an independent nation on June 3rd, 2006, ending a years-long federation with this country. Ricky.
What is Serbia?
Serbia and Montenegro, right.
Planning for disaster for 200.
In a pinch, you can use a bow drill made from wood and string to do this. But you can do it a whole lot faster if you've got a Zippo. Ricky.
What is start a fire?
That's it.
The joy of 6 for 200.
That wonderful feeling? Why, you must be in this, particularly the 7th one. Ricky.
What is heaven?
Correct.
During the last 20 years 200.
After blowing the whistle on the NSA in 2013, he was the subject of both an Oscar-winning documentary and a film by Oliver Stone. Ricky.
Who is Snowden?
That's right.
Marvel characters 400.
On this TV show, Bill Bixby once said, "Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry." Scott.
What is the Incredible Hulk?
That's the show.
Marvel for 200.
We'll finish it off with Sean Gunn.
As Kraglin, my character was originally a Ravager in Yondu's clan. But now I've joined the likes of Drax and Mantis as part of this plucky group of star travelers.
Scott.
Who are the Guardians of the Galaxy?
That's correct. So Scott has the lead at the end of the Jeopardy round. Novel. In about 20 seconds, I'm going to ask Andy to make the first selection in Double Jeopardy. But first, let's show the players the categories. First, good news, you're all getting medals. Then it's a little proper name rhyme time. We have TV Makes History. That is Some Flex, followed by Poetry Collections and How Odd. As promised, Andy, you're up first.
Let's try proper name rhyme time for 2000.
A difficult choice to make about an 1815 novel. Ricky.
What is an Emma dilemma?
Hey, you got it. Well done.
Let's do How Odd for 1200.
Lillian Russell and Burt Williams were performers in this 20th century popular entertainment form. Andy.
What is vaudeville?
Right.
TV Makes History for 800.
This History Channel show had Ragnar Lothbrok die
Was
in the
Vikings.
Snakes.
Was
Lucky for
Vikings.
Ragnar, historians
Was
think that
Vikings.
might be a myth. Ricky.
What is
Yes.
Vikings?
Yes.
TV Makes History for 1200.
TV Makes History
10
for
primetime
1200.
Emmys.
I
To
don't
this
know.
2019 disaster of an HBO series set in Ukraine. Scott.
What's Chernobyl?
Right.
Poetry Collections 1200.
While living TV Makes History, that is Some Flex, followed by Poetry Collections and How Odd. As promised, Andy, you're up first.
Let's try proper name rhyme time for 2000.
A difficult choice to make about an 1815 novel. Ricky.
What is an Emma dilemma?
Hey, you got it. Well done.
Let's do How Odd
That is some flex for 400.
It's the muscle being flexed in the familiar "We Can Do It" poster of World War II. Ricky.
What is bicep?
That's right.
How odd for 1600?
From the French word for vagabond, it was also in the name of a map in the possession of a few Gryffindor folks. Ricky.
What is marauder?
The Marauder's map.
How odd for 2000?
Usually in plural, it's an expression of approval. Ancient Romans would use the Latin version of the word to solicit applause. Scott.
What's plaudits?
Good for 2000.
Poetry collection 1600.
This Irishman's collection, The Tower, includes Leda and the Swan and Sailing to Byzantium. Ricky.
Who's Yeats?
That's the right poet.
Poetry collections 2000?
In the 1960s, this real cool poet wrote In the Mecca, a collection of poems about a rundown South Side apartment complex. Ricky.
Who's Brooks?
Correct for the lead.
You're all getting medals for 1600?
The Newbery Medal goes to children's book authors. This companion medal goes to children's book illustrators. Scott.
What's the Caldecott?
Yes.
Proper name, rhyme time 1200.
A flower child in the Magnolia State. Scott.
What is a Mississippi hippie?
Yes.
Proper name, rhyme time 1600.
The Bible book that enumerates the tribes of Israel takes a nap. Scott.
What is numbers, slumbers?
Correct again.
Medals 1200.
Mary Edwards Walker, the only woman to receive this, was a surgeon who spent 4 months in a Confederate prison. Ricky.
What is a Purple Heart?
I'm sorry, no. Scott or Andy? Andy.
It's a Medal of Honor.
That's right.
Proper name, rhyme time for 8.
The women who flock around a brother of Zeus and Poseidon are Hades' ladies. Andy?
That is some flex for 800.
You flex your soleus muscle to do this, like to move through a room where someone's asleep. Scott.
What is tiptoe?
Right.
Poetry for 800.
Lyrical Ballads is a poetry collection by Samuel Taylor Coleridge and this alliterative fellow romantic. Scott.
Who is Wordsworth?
Yes.
TV makes history 1600.
The last season of this HBO
Was Game of
series
Thrones?
brought
Was
to
Game
the
of
title South
Thrones?
Dakota town. Scott.
Oh,
is Deadwood?
Good.
Deadwood.
TV makes history for 2000.
Answer. Daily double.
You know what? I'm betting all in. I'm a bet all in.
Since you get the lead back from Ricky, Scott, how much of that 18,400 do you want to put
I'm
at
a
risk
bet
in
all.
TV Makes History?
4000.
Okay, going for 22-4. Here's your clue. The original 1980 version of this miniseries starred Richard Chamberlain and Toshiro Mifune, and unlike the reboot, didn't use subtitles.
What is Shogun?
Shogun is correct, adding 4,000 to your score.
Oh, Shogun. I don't watch Shogun.
Some flex for 1200.
Give baby a nice rounded dome with this alliterative part of her day when she flexes her neck muscles and lifts her head. Andy.
What is tummy time?
Yes.
Poetry for 400.
She dedicated her collection Death and Taxes to fellow Algonquin Roundtable perennial Robert Benchley. Ricky.
Who is Dorothy Parker?
Right.
That is some flex for 1600?
The dilator nares and depressor septi nasi flex to dilate the nostrils, which is called this action when it has an emotional cause. Andy.
It was a flare.
Flaring your nostrils, right.
You're all getting medals for 800.
The Women's Suffrage Medal issued by the U.S. Mint carries the text of this constitutional amendment. Ricky.
What is the 19th?
You got it.
You're all getting medals 2000?
Answer. Daily double. And this can be a game changer, Ricky. You can see Scott's lead at the moment.
Let's do a true daily double.
Okay, wow. Ricky will have 24,000 and the lead, but only if he's correct in You're All Getting Medals. The Fields Medal, the Nobel Prize of this discipline, is for thinkers under 40, so Andrew Wiles wasn't eligible. He got a special plaque.
What is mathematics?
The Nobel Prize of Mathematics, yes. Definitely Ricky's back in the lead.
That is some flex for 2000?
This basic type of exercise that doesn't change the muscle's length can include a thigh-flexing quad workout. Scott.
What is isometric?
Correct for the lead.
Odd for 800.
In the 90s, Don Katz came up with the idea for this company after struggling with books on tape while jogging. Andy.
What is Kindle?
No. Scott.
What is Audible?
Audible. That's it.
How odd 400?
The federal appeals court said this crime needs no definition. It is as old as falsehood and as versatile as human ingenuity. Scott.
What is fraud?
Right.
TV makes history, 400.
For the Tudors, Natalie Dormer said she had to fight to play this wife number 2 as brain.
I don't watch the
not just as a
Tudors.
hypersexual femme fatale. Ricky.
Who's Anne Boleyn?
Correct.
Proper name, runtime for 400.
President Jimmy's stocking.
I don't know.
Scott.
What are Carter's garters?
That's right. And we'll finish the round with you're all getting medals. Medals at the last Tokyo Olympics were made from recycled electronics, including more than 6 million of these devices. Scott.
What are cell phones?
6 million mobile phones, yes. So you finish with a narrow $2,000 lead over Ricky. What a game. Here's the final Jeopardy category, players.
Geography.
That connects us. At Georgia Power, we stand behind you in all that you do. That's why we're investing in the electric grid to make it stronger and more dependable. You're there for them, and we're here for you.
You have 64s everywhere. You must love that number.
Yeah, 64 is kind of like a third child to me. That's why I got it trademarked.
You trademarked a number.
Yeah, I pretty much own the number 64. If anyone so much as speaks the number, I could sue them for everything they got. But enough about that. Let's get down to business. How old are you?
I'm going to grab something out of the car real quick.
What are you doing? Why are you taking your stuff? Are you 64? Oh, come on. Third one this week. I didn't even know you could trademark a number.
We've had a week of close games, and we'll settle this one with geography. That's the final Jeopardy category. This is the clue. In 2023, these two nations agreed to redraw part of their border near the Matterhorn due to melting glaciers. 30 seconds. Good luck.
Was Switzerland and Italy?
Andy Levinson came into Final Jeopardy with $7,400, and her response... What are
Switzerland and Germany?
You're one of
Nope,
them,
it
Andy.
is
I'm
not
afraid You
Germany.
wagered $1,600. That'll knock you down to $5,800. Ricky Chandak had $24,400. His response?
Switzerland,
is correct.
Italy. Yes,
Matterhorn
that's
on
the right
Switzerland-Italy
country.
border. What did you wager, Ricky? Small wager
$2,600
from second place,
equals
all
up
right.
to
He'll finish with
$27,000.
$27,000. He's now in the lead. Scott Riccardi needs to get this right. Did he know it was Switzerland and Italy?
Switzerland and
He
Italy
wagered more
also.
than
Yep.
$600.
Everything. In $24,000 a year, still the champion.